Again, thank you very much for coming to this service. Uh, we started planning for this thing a long time ago. I remember walking through the church and checking out some of the plaques in there of names that from long ago, and I noticed one very outstanding. I won't call it outstanding in the sense of positive, but one factor. They're all guys. Um, you remember Kilpatrick's downtown store, you older folks? He was a member here. He's even got a plaque down by the organ keyboard. And the ones on the inside wall at this end. And our architect, Alan McDonald, all very deserving, but there were also deserving women. When I was doing some research over the last few years, I noticed many, many women's names and great accomplishments that they had. And really, the most significant one was Grace Holdrege. So we started this project, and really the people who need to be recognized on this are Linda Parker, who did lots of research, lots of follow-up things, and of course Marie Sedlacek, who did the plaque, turned it into a work of art. She designed it and spent a lot of time working on it. And I am going to turn it over to Marie, who can do the unveiling and talk a little bit about the process. Thanks.
Thank you, Dave. And really, it's Dave and Linda that drove this project and made it happen. And so I guess we'll unveil it, and then I'll talk about it a little bit. Yay! And so before we take any really great pictures of it, we probably have to take like the tape off. There we go. All right. So we had two challenges. I mean, the bronze plaque was pretty easy. We went to J.P. Cook. They've done the plaques that are in this building already, and they were really very helpful in getting us proofs and stuff like that. But one thing they said was, the picture you're giving us is not a good quality, and we cannot cast it into bronze. So if you want a picture on your plaque, you're going to have to find something better. So the three of us, we tried all sorts of different sources, like genealogical sources, trying to connect with family members to see if we could get some better pictures, and we really couldn't. And in the end, what happened was Thomas Kimball. So of course he designed the cathedral. Well, they have an archive, and I happened to be there and I don't know why I didn't think of this, right? I'd seen they had actually published a book on his life and his work, and I go, and I'd seen to check out their archive. So they had a photo, which was actually the same photo we had seen before, but they had a good quality photo. And we thought that was going to be enough. And the foundry said, I'm sorry, it's still not enough. And we thought, well, what on earth can we possibly do? And so then I just took the photo into Photoshop. And you know what's happened recently with all sorts of brouhaha about people photoshopping photos. So I just basically photoshopped Grace to kind of sharpen her up, cut away the background. And then, so we were able to use that, and it's actually called a metal photo process that's used for extremely detailed pictures and also for very old pictures, which is what this is. So this is, I think, a younger Grace than when she actually worked her miracle with First Unitarian Church in the Women's Alliance. But it's just a beautiful picture of her and the lace and everything that she's wearing. So that's kind of the plaque. We then, J.P. Cook was able to send all that information to the foundry. They cast it pretty fast, actually, got it back to us. Because this took about a year or so for us to try and hunt down an image that we could actually use. They cast it, and then it weighs a little over 30 pounds, and then we had it here, and Traco, Aaron Bartek, and his son his son actually came and installed it on Friday, and we had a little bit of a hiccup with that. It's a thin veneer plaster on a brick wall, and the foundry had sent us anchors, which they thought, Aaron thought weren't going to be sufficient. As it turns out, it's what we did use. We also had to use a little bit of epoxy, so in the holes. But so they did a great job putting it up for us, and I want to thank the Women's Alliance that's actually funded this plaque. And without Frances, Rogers, Kimball, Holdrege, Grace, none of the other plaques would be in this building, because this building wouldn't be here. Certainly, yeah, it's worth reading. So her quote that Dave mentioned, it was decided to keep together. On the brink of extinction in 1912, Grace Holdrege, president of the Women's Alliance, raised money and memberships to save the church. 5 years later, this building was built, and her dates are 1856 to 1934.